is honestly the world's first student body president who identifies as gender non-binary, which is a mouthful, and maybe some people don't know what that is exactly, but luckily we have you to explain it. So Erica, tell me a little bit about yourself. What does it mean to be gender non-binary?
Sure. Well, for me, it means that I don't really identify as a man or a woman. It's somewhere in the middle, but where in the middle depends on the day. Some days I err more towards the feminine side, or I like to present more femininely. But there are other days where I fall more in the middle and I'm a little more on the androgynous side. Like, for example, today I have men's pants on, but I also have my hair and makeup done. So it's kind of finding a way to exist outside the binary and really have fun with the performative aspects of gender.
I really want you to talk to me a little bit about how you do differ identity-wise from other people, because you mentioned how, some days you'll wake up and you want to be feminine, other days you want to be a little more masculine in your attire. But the way that you identify goes way beyond what you wear. Talk to me a little bit about how you feel in your own skin.
Sure. So I definitely did go through quite a bit of depression when I was trying to figure out who I was and what that meant, and that was something that was really hard to experience, that gender dysphoria and being so unsure and having such low self-confidence. And then when I came to GW and I met people who used they them pronouns, something clicked and I was like, wait, me too. And that really was so legitimizing, and it made a lot of things make sense, and everything fell into place for me. And so that's part of why I think LGBT representation is also just really important, because when you have people who represent you, you are able to be affirmed and feel legitimate about your own existence.
We're here today to call out, as you're all aware, Jordan B. Peterson for his refusal to respect the pronouns of his transgender students. Jordan B. Peterson has made it clear that he feels that he has the authority to dictate the gender identities of his students, which we are here to say that he does not.
Lauren Sutherland
is not a member of the transgender community. They're here with I'm assuming alt-right media organization.
People just don't want to talk. It's always like yelling or just saying like, I'm right, my point of view is always right. And no one looks at both sides of the story anymore. I question if people have even seen the video sometimes based on what they're saying about what Peterson has said, like the existence. Like, he never stated that they didn't exist, just that he didn't recognize like non-binary genders. But I just feel like if they would just have an open discussion, I feel like it'd be better, because I don't agree with everything Peterson said, but I don't think he's a racist bigot and all this.
Take two. My name is Em, I'm 18 years old, and I identify as non-binary. There are lawnmowers going on outside. I'm sorry, it cannot be prevented. Okay, let's get started. Today I'm doing the gender tag because I am a non-binary human and I wanted to do it. The first question is, how do you self-identify your gender and what does that definition mean to you? I currently do not identify with a certain gender identity. I have identified as gender fluid. I have identified as agender. I feel like my gender is always pretty constant. The only thing that changes for me is my gender expression and my femininity and masculinity and how it changes on the spectrum. So I would say if I had to choose a label, I would say third gender, some unknowable, nebulous third gender. What pronouns honor you? I am honored by they, them, theirs pronouns and she, her, hers pronouns. Describe the style of clothing that you wear. For me, I wear lots of different outfits, and I can be very femme, I can be very androgynous, I can be very masculine and look like a 12-year-old boy.
So, would you like to give your opinion? I mean, we just had someone scream at us that I'm interviewing too many white people, too many white men.
White people, way too many cis men.
Why is that a problem?
I think you're going up to the straightest, cisest, whitest people you can find and trying to get their opinions on this.
I just came up to you for your opinion.
No. Okay, well, it's good that you're listening to people ask you to interview more people. That's great. Yeah. Who actually has knowledgeable and informed opinions, and people who don't have experience in this area are just less likely.
We're talking about free speech.
It's about giving trans people voices. That's why you interview trans people.
Actually, I'm talking to people because I want to know whether they want a man to be fired. I want to know about Bill C-16. I want to know what they think about campus freedom. Everyone here can give their opinion on whether they think this is a campus with free speech. Anyone of any skin color or gender can give that opinion. Thank you for being so polite. You're honestly a gem.
Well, you know, you gotta kill him with kindness. Not that
I'm Lauren, by the way. Are you up for a quick interview after this, maybe? Sure. Yeah? So are you helping arrange this event?
No, I wasn't. I'm just attending in solidarity.
What do you think? Do you think that the professor should be fired for saying he doesn't want to use pronouns, that he should be removed from his position?
Well, I think we should talk to him, and maybe if he met me or like anyone else like us and we had a talk, he could see like where we're coming from. It would be nice to have an open conversation where hopefully we could express ourselves to him.
The problem is that you have to either conform to what exactly they're saying, or you have to be on the other side, and you can't find any middle ground whatsoever.
Because I think I've met a lot of people who actually agree with transgenderism, they just have questions.
Right, exactly. But like, I think it's important to, identify these things. But it can't be a complete thing where you're either conforming absolutely to everything they're saying or nothing at all. And they can't start, policing language like they were doing with you, blocking your camera. I think that's ludicrous. It's all about getting the message out and talking about these things.
What I hate about men. I hate the fact that when you're horny, it actually shows. I hate the fact that when you fart, it's funny, and when I fart, it's so embarrassing. I hate the fact that whenever someone says like, oh, I gotta lift something heavy, we gotta move something, it's like all eyes go on the guy. I hate the fact that there's this pressure on you guys to be prepared during sex, like you're the only one who's supposed to bring the condom. No, that's the responsibility of both people. I hate the fact that guys can't be with smart women. You guys take up a lot of space on the train, and you're pretty much conditioned to just take up a lot of space. When like you sit down and there's enough room for like 3 people, but that guy like spreads his leg.
And white people, including myself sometimes, have a tendency to claim ignorance when we're confronted with the uncomfortable truth that we have a great deal of racial privilege, and what we do and say can be harmful even without bad intentions. So this is no doubt frustrating for people of color who are constantly confronted with white people claiming ignorance. So it's almost as if it serves white comfort and white dominance to remain ignorant, to avoid stirring up the pot enough to shake us from our place in the hierarchy. So, white people, I think it's time that we stop saying I didn't know as if it absolves us. White ignorance is something that we all need to better understand in order to move forward toward a more racially just society. And there's actually a philosophical theory that can help explain this phenomenon and how to move past it. So it's called white ignorance. And that's why it's so important as white people that we understand how our own ignorance plays a part in the ongoing oppression of people.
Hey guys, that was the video. If you liked the video, please like it. I need Google AdSense, and I need to get on trending and show up in people's recommended. So, watch every single one of my videos, get me that Google AdSense money, and yeah, I can bring you better content. Bye.